Well, I still can't get to this darn thing. I'm definitely going to have to take the intake manifold off of this just to get at that frickin' distributor cap right there. Nope. I've tried. I can't get it. Body's too huge. Arms are too fat. I just can't fit in that little space back there. I can't see it. I need to see what I'm maneuvering. Otherwise, I don't even know. I don't know. It's like repairing something and you can't see what you're fixing. Well, and this thing, I'm kind of hesitant to remove it because I don't know if there's antifreeze in it. Then I got a bigger problem than I ever bargained for. All this to change a distributor cap and a rotor. It's the height of bullshit. I mean, this is a pickup truck front end, so obviously they're not going to engineer a different vehicle for this. Engine's just too big. That's my claim. I mean, it's too large for when it's equipped with this type of intake manifold. It's just too damn big for the. It's too big for the car. I mean, look how far back look at the valve covers. It's a big block. It's just entirely too large for the application even. You don't need an engine that big for a box truck like this. It's insane. That's my claim. I mean, this would be awesome in like a Camaro or something like that, or a Corvette. You want to go really fast. You really don't need this much motor for anything that you could apply to this truck. It's insane. I don't get it. Sure, it has tremendous amount of power, but you know, that's like using a bulldozer to go and move you know, a bag of rock salt. You don't need that much power to when you could use a little red wagon and a bicycle to move a bag of rock salt. Whatever. It's like you know, there's diesel cars in like Great Britain. They get like I don't know. It's a French company. It's Renault. I forgot the name of the company. Dana Nano or something. I don't know. They're little shit cars. I mean, I guess they would get squashed if you were driving around here, you know, in the States, and you know, somebody's coming at you with, you know, a truck like that or whatever, or even a small Blazer like that, or a big thing like this, they would probably get stomped on. But shit, there's the diesel version. It gets like 80 miles to the gallon. I think it's like a 0.9 liter or a 1.1 liter engine. I think they make like a miniature pickup truck version of that. I mean, there's days when there's like so much scrap out there or something like that would just not work here. But there's other days when the scrapping is really, there's not that much out there. And a vehicle like that would, like, you'd be killing it, because gas you'd be saving. You'd spend like $4 on a gallon of diesel. Not even. Gallon of diesel is like $2.85, so let's just say you went 100 miles, so you'd spend like $4. 100 miles like driving around the neighborhood, which is what I could do, like on a Saturday. You'd spend $4 finding scrap, attach like a trailer to it. So a little pickup version that they have. You get 80, maybe with the added weight, you're getting 75 or 70 miles to the gallon for $4 or $5. Instead of spending what I spend. I remember like in 2008 when the scrap prices were really high, like it was $390 a ton for steel. Okay. I was spending about $15,000 a year in gasoline. It's like over $1,000 a month. I was spending as much money in gasoline as my mortgage. This is insane. And the gas isn't as high now. It's still a little high, but it kind of matches the scrap metal. Scrap metal is not really high, but it's a lot higher than it was a couple of years ago when it was only $65 a ton when the other guy was president. But it's supposed to go up now, which defies. I didn't think it was, but supposedly it's going to go up, but it could be forced back down because of the hurricane, but who knows. They're claiming there's going to be all kinds of scrap metal, from flooded out cars and demolished buildings and stuff like that. Tons of scrap in the market, utilities that have been destroyed, etc. But this is the height of ridiculousness that I'm fretting over removing that intake manifold, and maybe I'm being a big freaking weenie, but just taking the manifold off does not guarantee me that I'm going to get that distributor cap off, even though I'll have better access to it and I'll be able to see it a lot better. That doesn't mean shit, because I think the base of the distributor itself is made out of hard plastic. So you're limited to how much like banging and pounding and drilling or whatever you need to do. And doesn't change the fact that that screw in the back for the distributor cap is still in the back. So I'm claiming that I'm gonna try and take that one off on the front when I can see it, because I can't even stick the screwdriver down there with a torque set on it to make contact with the. I'm just not having it. If I was about 100 pounds lighter, maybe I'd be a little bit more limber. I just can't do it, and there ain't nobody that wants to touch it unless they, I'm willing to spend a lot of money, okay, and I'm not going to spend a lot of money. What are you gonna do, Kingdom? Let it sit there? I don't know. That's what I do when I vacillate on something, and then sometimes something comes along, and things go. Because otherwise, if I go at this rate, whatever little thing that busts on a truck, and if I can't fix it right away, that means I have to scrap it. So everything becomes disposable, and that's really expensive. Because even though you get a little bit of money for the scrap, for scrapping it, finding another one, okay, the money I get for this probably wouldn't even pay for the registration, okay, if I scrap this, alright, I wouldn't even get enough money together just scrapping it for registration of another vehicle, and I don't have the money to replace any vehicles. I don't have any more money like that, so I'm pretty much right now stuck with the stuff that I have. That's that simple, because people want a crazy amount of money for, like, I wouldn't buy that, but there's like some shit Ford pickup truck down there. I think the guy wants like $2,000 for it. It's like a I don't know, it's like a 1985. No way. You know what I mean? That's what people want for their garbage. Or like, I think that Mercedes-Benz right there is for sale, and those things are trash. They're expensive. In our country, they're expensive and they're garbage. They're hard to work on. there's always shit breaking on Mercedes-Benz. That and BMWs, that's even worse. Total trash. Like the amount of plastic that's on a BMW, the wiring, bad, excessive amount of plastic that over time, plastic gets brittle and it breaks. So those cars they have a limited timeline on the planet, and they're going to self-destruct. But this right here, okay, on a Chevy, this is horrible. I mean, the older design Chevy didn't have this high-rising intake manifold like this. It had a low-rise, so getting back there to the distributor cap was nothing. Okay, it wasn't anything like. This is obviously an older model than the other one, but getting to this one, it's in the back also. And this is a pickup truck cab style, but getting to this one, see, it's got a low rise, the old style manifold. You can get right to that distributor cap. Look at that. You can get right to it, and you can see what you're doing. So you can see how like pissed I am. I'm just like so mad. I'm so unbelievably aggravated. And I blew up my day scrapping so I could go and hopefully get it going. Spending almost $60 on a cap and a rotor. Yeah, I mean, why couldn't they leave well enough alone? Why did they have to put that newfangled, well, it's 20 years old now, but who knows what they have now. I'd be afraid to work on it. Wait until it's about 20-something years old. I don't know, I took that screw off of this thing. I never put it back on. It's covered. It's like me. You know, I take things apart and I don't put them back together. Who does that? There's got to be other people that do that. You put like one screw back in and then, you know, you hope for the best. Oh, I long for yesterday. On to the next. Wherever that might be. You.